Based on research, fake news and articles often more likely to go viral than real articles on social media. Over 14% of US adults and 17% of UK adults admitted to sharing news that they thought was fake at the time. As technology has enabled the rapid spread of fake news, some people have worried that misinformation has become the major moral crisis of our times. Today, we are introducing an article by Daniel and Mehta in 2019, investigating what shapes the moral judgment of fake news. In particular, they hypothesize that prior encounters of a piece of fake news can reduce how unethical one thinks spreading it would be. Past researches have shown that previously encountered information feels more fluent than new information and that people associate fluency with the truth. This association may possibly lend repeated information a ring of truthfulness regardless of whether one believes it. In the first study, 150 online participants from the US were recruited through an online panel. To improve data quality, the team prevented participants to begin the experiment if they failed a reading comprehension question. In the study, a total of 12 actual fake news headlines about American politics were used. All headlines accompanied by photographs, collected from a fact-checking website. Half of the headlines appealed to Republicans. For example, election night, Hillary was drunk, got physical with Mook and Podesta. Half appealed to Democrats, such as, Pennsylvania federal court grants legal authority to remove Trump after Russian meddling. In the familiarization phase, participants saw 6 of the 12 headlines 4 times. After that, they would complete a distractor task and fill in additional questions. In the judgment phase, participants would complete the dependent measures for all the 12 headlines. Half of the headlines had been shown in the familiarization phase and half had not. They would indicate how unethical and acceptable it would be to publish each headline. They would also decide how likely they would like, share, post a negative comment, or block the acquaintance. More importantly, there is a message introduced at the beginning of the judgment phase. Thus, participants understood that all the headlines were fake news headlines. Here are the results. People rated the headlines they had seen earlier as less unethical to publish than those they had not. They were also more likely to like and share previously seen headlines. And significantly less likely to block or unfollow the person who posted the previously seen headlines. From the study, it suggested that repeatedly encountering a fake news headline can reduce people's moral condemnation of publishing it. While in the first study, headlines were presented 4 times in the familiarization phase. Researchers were curious to know if encountering a fake news headline just once would reduce people's moral condemnation of publishing it. 800 US participants were recruited through an online platform for study 2. The procedure was identical to the prior study, except that the familiarization phase showed each of 6 headlines once. Again, participants read the headlines as less unethical to publish when they had seen them before. Based on the studies, repeatedly encountering a piece of misinformation can make it seem less unethical to spread. Seeing a fake news headline, whether 4 times or just once, reduced how unethical people thought it was to publish and share the headline. These findings represent the first evidence that misinformation receives less moral condemnation when it has been repeated. In today's world, information can be spread easily and quickly via the internet. The wider the misinformation spreads, the more likely individuals will be to encounter it multiple times. And encountering it multiple times could reduce their moral condemnation of it and license them to spread even further. Feel free to share your thoughts and comment below. Subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification if you like to learn more about psychology and daily life. Please don't hesitate to like this video as well if you enjoy the content.